With the latest. Also breaking, the flash flood emergency in Dallas. More than 1,000 flights canceled and the rescues across the South tonight. Life-threatening floods, nearly 2 feet of rain in 24 hours, flooding homes, washing away roads. And in South Florida tonight, the major brush fire coming dangerously close to the Florida Turnpike.
We're at one point expected to possibly be there. Do you have plans? Will you go?
Yeah, so we'll plan the talks when the principals from the Iranian government, also the Qatari and the Pakistani government arrive. That may happen as soon as tomorrow, but these things are always a little bit in flux. Jared and Steve have been on the ground now for a few hours.
You understand? Yeah. Rain.
At a certain point when his war that he did not inform allies was going to start or try to bring in started going very sideways because Iran controlled the Strait, he got very angry at the Europeans for not coming to rescue his hide, and that included the Italians. Is that basically the context here?
Yes. No, I mean, he and, Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of Defense /War, has been
long enough for the U.S. and Iranian negotiations to get back on track. This ceasefire went into effect just a little more than an hour ago, and according to a U.S. official, this was brokered by the U.S., Qatar, with some help from Iran. Now, this is not an Israeli withdrawal from Israeli safe.
Plans were for the fund after June 12th.
So thank you. So look, we're not moving forward with the fund. You're right that there's a date that in the case in the Eastern District of Virginia in June, but we are not moving forward with the fund, period.
Well, there's some breaking.
To take the clock today.
All right. The vice president yesterday confirming the 60-day period of negotiations with Iran has begun to lock in a final deal. But not everyone is in favor of starting one. By the way, it hasn't started. That includes the supreme leader of Iran, who issued this statement saying, quote, I, as a matter of principle, held a different view. However,
flowing out of the Hormuz Strait like nobody's ever seen before, actually. There were a lot of them, about 700 of them, and they're pouring out. The oil is all over the place. You're going to see oil drop so low. And now we have an agreement that was signed last night, and it's 60 days. They have to make a deal, otherwise we...
Trading fire this morning. The Trump administration defending the memorandum of understanding, saying the Iranian regime knows they don't hold the cards.
I certainly think they recognize the leverage that the United States has over them. Will that ultimately lead to a change in behavior? I don't know. I've seen skeptics of the deal. People say the Iranians...
After focusing on seemingly little else, posting about the reflecting pool at all hours of the day and night, carrying around a bizarre graphic of the size of the reflecting pool compared to the size of buildings, giving out not one but two no-big contracts to donors and one of his own contractors to repair and clean the reflecting pool.